We're going to get him back up in the near future and play some clips from the audiobook of his new book that's available also in book form, My Infamous Life, the autobiography of mobb-deep's Prodigy, available Amazon, everywhere else, Grammy Award-winning rapper. I'm not going to get into all the lore, but if I don't get into this with you, people are going to get mad, Prodigy. Obviously out there constantly, you've been talking about the different icon rappers that are making hundreds of millions of bucks, that many of which you came up with and knew, who are just constantly selling the establishment view of the world, nothing but materialism, and constantly showing Illuminati symbolism. Can you talk about why you think they're doing this? Are they trying to brag that they're with the Illuminati? Do they want to get into the Illuminati? Are they part of the Illuminati? And why are you angry about this?
I mean, it got to a point in my life where I had to step back and look at my own self. You know what I mean? I had to look myself in the mirror like what are you doing? You know what I mean? I was promoting a lot of the wrong things, and at the same time, I was putting the information that I was learning through all these books, from you, from, Hilda, from York, and from everybody that I was learning from. I was putting the information in my music. You know what I mean? I was like mixing the medicine with the food. You know what I mean? So they wouldn't be able to really taste it, but it was in there. You know what I mean?
No, I got it. You were going with the bling and some of the nomenclature, but it was so basically people would come check out the real message.
Exactly. You know what I mean? I had to mix it in there somehow to get to spark people's curiosity. Like, hold up, Prodigy talking about partying and this and that, but hold up, what's he talking about right here? What does this mean? To spark their interest. I was trying to be strategic about it almost. You know what I mean? To spark people's interest and what else I had to say. You know what I mean? And I got to a point in my life and my career where it's easy to get caught up in that lifestyle. You know what I mean? Fast money and all that type of stuff. The sex, drugs, and rock and roll, quote unquote. You know what I mean? So, I had started slipping at some point, and I had to catch myself. You know what I mean? And look myself in the mirror like, yo, dogs, what are you doing? You know what I mean? Like, you really bugging right now. Now it's time to go all the way. You know what I mean? Because you're bugging. You know what I mean? So I had to catch myself, and I got to the point where I just got fed up, and I got pissed off, and I said, you know what? I'm not rocking jewelry no more. Number one, I'm not doing certain things anymore, and I'm doing it to make a statement. You know what I mean? To let people say, yo, why is P doing that? Let's listen to what he has to say. You know what I mean? And basically, I started, looking at the other people in the industry, and I just started picking out certain things that I've seen. Like, why is this person doing this? Jay-Z was just one example of, and one of the biggest examples of, artists in the music industry, you know what I mean? Because he's so popular and so big, and the community where he comes from out there in Brooklyn, this is where, the guy Dr. York is also from. And Jay-Z was part of that community, the Dr. York community, you know what I mean? And he had learned all that information that York was putting out, and all the information that I know, you know what I mean? Jay-Z was learning that also. So he knows what time it is, you know what I mean? But he just doesn't promote it.
You're saying bottom line, in a way, he's a turncoat. He knows all this information, but he's clearly decided to join it. He's decided to, hey, I'm gonna Benedict Arnold this.
Yeah, I mean, from the looks of things, it looks like, that he has chosen sides. You know what I mean? For lack of a better term, he's chosen a side. You know what I mean? And the side that he chose is money, power, and he doesn't really care to spread any type of information that might help save somebody's soul. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Prodigy, well, this is a short segment, long final segment coming up. We'll give your websites out on the other side. Prodigy of mobb-deep. I want to come back where we left off. This is powerful information, and I've got a message to JC and others on the other side. I'll see if Prodigy will join me in this message. We'll be right back. Stay with us. That's what I want to get to. Now, running through these fast, sir, We've seen rappers in the media demonized lately, and you were one of the only people to actually come to their defense for calling out Obama. What's your view of President Barack Obama?
I mean, my view on him is that, you know, number one, you can't be a president of the United States unless you're part of this bloodline that they got going on that goes all the way back to, you know what I mean, European royalty. You know what I mean?
Who believe that they're related to Jesus and Mary Magdalene. They're completely delusional.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? So they got this bloodline going on, and whether people believe it or not, it's very real. You know, you will not be an American president unless you are linked and part of this bloodline. And Obama is. You know, he's a part of that. That's why he was allowed into the door, and that's why he was placed where he's at now.
Well, he's related to Cheney and Bush.
Yeah.
And by the way, they're all related to everybody else. That's been confirmed.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely linked. I heard a lot of people say, oh, well, all humans are related. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, you know, first, third, fourth, fifth cousins. Like, I'm talking about very related. Like, this is your family. You know what I mean? Your mother is this person's cousins, and like I'm talking about real related.
Yeah, they would come to the family reunion, that closely related. Well, it turns out that that Bush and Kerry, particularly, even MSNBC did a breakdown. It's like I got a French bulldog. It's super related to all of the French bulldogs. I mean, it turns out they're cousins on every side, in every angle. Third cousins, fifth, ninth, 10th, 15th. I mean, it's just all related.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, Obama's a part of that. And whether he knows it or not, you know what I mean, because I don't know that man. I haven't got a chance to pick his brain, so I don't know, really. I can only assume, and I can only look at the facts, you know what I mean? And from what I see, you know what I mean, whether he knows it or not, you know, he's down with this whole, you know, conspiracy, you know what I mean, to rule the world, basically. He's a part of it, you know what I mean? And, you know, to brainwash people and to kill people, genocide, you know what I mean? Everything that's going on out here that is just so fantastic, you really don't want to believe it. You know, Obama's down with it.
Well, Prodigy, what about the fact that he increased the funding for the basically forced abortions and population reduction in Africa? I mean, that's the big litmus test for me, any leader, because it doesn't matter if you're white, black, you know, when 52% of black people in America are never born, I mean, that is definitely being targeted. And Jesse Jackson talked about this until he ran for president and then suddenly shut up. For me, that's the litmus test.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of stuff like that going on, man. There's definitely a lot of stuff like that going on. And, you know, it's sad, man. It's sad that, you know, when the election time was going on, when, you know, Obama was running for president, I was looking at all the candidates, and, you know, I'm like, wow, this is really a black candidate. Like, you know what I mean? It was amazing to watch that, you know what I mean? Because, you know, I'm black, I'm proud of my heritage, and it would be nice to see that, you know what I mean? That would be a beautiful thing. So I'm looking at everybody, though, and I'm watching the, you know, the debates with the candidates when they debate each other and all that. And I'm really watching it close. I'm paying attention to what they're saying and what they represent. And I seen dude Ron Paul and certain things he was saying, you know what I mean? And I was like, hold up. Ron Paul is the only one up there, like, really exposing people. Like, he's really saying something. Nobody else is saying nothing like him. You know what I mean?
And the whole media came after him. One of my staff got a professional poll call the other day, and it was computerized, and they had the Republican candidates 1 through 7 with Ron Paul at the end. He tried to vote for Ron Paul, and it wouldn't let him vote. And they've caught Fox News dubbing in boos over him when he wins the big straw polls. Absolutely. I mean, that's where you can tell. If the media is behind somebody, then you know they're bad. If the media is against somebody, you know they're good.
Exactly. You know what I mean? So I had put it out there. I started doing interviews. They were like, yo, Prodigy, who you voting for Obama? Because it was a popular thing in the rap community. So, vote for Obama, the first black president. He'll be the first black. You know, that was real popular, and a lot of people just followed like sheep. You know what I'm saying? So they asked me on the radio, who you voting for? I said, if I was to vote, I would vote for Ron Paul. You know what I mean? And they were like, what? They couldn't believe I said that. You know what I mean? Like, black president. He's black. Vote for him because he's black. I'm like, you don't vote for a person because he's black, first of all. You know what I mean? You vote for a person, no matter what their color is, you vote for them because of their intelligence and what they say they're going to do, and what they are doing, and you know what I mean?
Exactly. You don't judge somebody by the color of their skin, but by the character of their deeds.
Exactly. You know what I mean? So this is what I was promoting to people, and they tried to almost demonize me, or like say, oh, Prodigy's crazy. What's wrong with this guy? He's just ranting and he doesn't know what he's talking about. You know what I mean? He's a conspiracy theorist, and he does this and he does that. I'm like, wow, there's that many crazy people in this world.
Well, hey, look who's been proven right. Continued the wars, the torture, the spying, the banker behavior. I mean, it's like Bush 3 here, or I guess Bush was really part 3 of his dad, so I guess it'd be part 4 or 5, Bush 5 here, because we all know that when Reagan was running things, that it was really Bush Sr. Talk about a wicked devil. On that front, running through a bunch of questions here, and I'm glad Ron Paul was on my list here. Let's talk a little bit about 9/11. What's your view on 9/11?
9/11 was basically a setup, you know what I mean, by definitely by, this thing called the Illuminati. You know what I mean? That's another thing I want to touch on real quick. Illuminati is just a word, first of all. You know what I mean? It means to be enlightened, the illuminated ones or whatever, right? The original Illuminati, that original concept, you know what I mean? It comes from, the essence in Egypt, in ancient Egypt. You know what I mean? The original Masons, you know what I mean?
The Egyptian mystery schools.
Exactly. It comes from us. And they took our information, basically, and they're using it for evil. You know what I mean? So I just want to let people know the origin of this stuff. Like, they're taking our history, you know what I mean, my ancestors' history, knowledge, information, and they're using that power, which is God's power, and they're using it for evil. You know
well, it is true that Egypt, 6,000 years ago or more, was the first to set up colleges on astronomy, but also farming, but also political control. And then, of course, that's why we're buried in coffins. I mean, it's all Egyptology. And then that's what the Masons or think they're hoarding the secrets of it. And then you have really the Illuminati being a modern branch of that. And really, it's a gang of people. And, of course, most Masons or porch Masons aren't even aware of it. And it's an idea. They can see, we can't. It's like They Live, John Carpenter.
Exactly.
They live, we sleep, and you put the sunglasses on, and now you can see. And
exactly.
What do they say when you can see? I got one that can see.
Exactly. You know what I mean? So that word is just a word. It's a concept, like you said, for a group of people that are running things. That's probably not even their name, Alex. You know what I'm saying? They probably go by a different name. They probably have no name, but who cares?
Let me give you their name. They call it the Council, the Supreme Council of 13, that sits above the Bilderberg Group. I've confirmed this by multiple high-level CIA and State Department people and Colonel Craig Roberts and others. I would never even say it till I'd gotten it confirmed over and over again. You notice the new Super Congress is a model of that, or a subgroup, as above, below in their rules. You have 6 House, 6 Senate, and Obama as the head of the Council of 13. Again, Jesus and his 12 disciples, the 13 colonies. They always repeat it over and over again.
Yeah,